47 years ago, on September 19th, 1972, a gruesome discovery shook the town of Springfield, New Jersey. Outside an apartment complex on Wilson Road, a decomposing human arm was found, carried there by a dog.
This is where Jeannette lived. And on August 7th, 1972, she left her house to go visit a friend. Now, I think she told her parents that she was going to take the train, but most people believe that she likely hitchhiked. And from there, she was never seen alive again. Just absolutely.
The arm was traced back to the nearby Houdaille Quarry, a former crystal and gravel site now divided by Interstate 78, nestled between the prestigious Baltusrol Golf Club and the Watchung Reservation. This discovery set off a series of events that would turn the murder of 16-year-old Jeannette DePalma into one of the state's most perplexing unsolved mysteries. The brutal murder of a teen girl over 50 years ago has been brought back into the spotlight as a group demands justice for her killing, which was sensationalized at the time as a work of witchcraft. Jeannette DePalma had been reported missing by her parents on August 7, 1972, just 4 days after her 16th birthday. Her family described her as a deeply religious teenager who was involved in community work, often trying to lead others to Jesus. On the day she vanished, Jeannette had left her home on Clearview Road in the suburban hills of Springfield to meet with friends. Despite immediate efforts to find her, the search would last 6 weeks, culminating in the discovery of her body atop a cliff in the quarry on September 19th. Her remains were found face down in tall grass, missing her arm. Reports by the local police and the Union County medical examiner, Dr. Bernard Ehrenberg, described the scene as eerie. Surrounding her body were said to be sticks and stones arranged in an unsettling manner, leading to early speculation of occult rituals. Some searchers claimed that pieces of wood were crossed over her head and that more wood had been placed around her in a shape resembling a coffin. However, redacted crime scene photos from the time do not clearly show such formations, casting doubt on the accounts and fueling suspicions of police mismanagement. The discovery of DePalma's arm raised disturbing questions. Initially, it was believed that the dog had torn the limb from her body in the quarry. However, further analysis pointed out inconsistencies in this theory. The foliage around DePalma's body appeared undisturbed, which would have been unlikely if a dog had struggled to remove the limb. Observers argued that the arm was likely severed before the dog found it, suggesting a more sinister scenario. Jeannette's body was too badly decomposed for a full autopsy to be performed. While dental records confirmed her identity, the extent of decomposition prevented investigators from determining an exact cause of death. X-rays of her skull showed no signs of fractures, bullet wounds, or other traumatic injuries. Her death was classified as suspicious rather than a homicide, primarily due to the lack of concrete forensic evidence. This ambiguous classification left many unanswered questions, casting a long shadow over the investigation. The discovery of DePalma's body ignited a wave of hysteria in Springfield and neighboring areas, leading to rampant rumors of witchcraft. Locals referred to the quarry as Devil's Teeth, a name that only heightened the fears. The Springfield Police Department reported finding stones and sticks around her head in a ritualistic manner, but these claims were disputed as no clear photographic evidence backed them up. Around the same time, reports of animal sacrifices and occult activities were surfacing from Watchung Reservation, just 2 miles from where Jeannette was found. Union County Park Police discovered burning candles, bowls of blood, and pigeons with snapped necks in the area, adding fuel to the narrative of a potential occult killing. Jeannette's deeply religious background contrasted sharply with these macabre theories. She was known to attend church regularly and was actively involved in efforts to help those struggling with addiction. Her parents described her as a good person who only wanted to help others. However, her diary revealed she had attended high school parties, drank alcohol, and had boyfriends, activities that concerned her mother. In an effort to shield her daughter from negative influences, Jeannette's mother transferred her to a different school before her disappearance. Despite her faith, a copy of the Satanic Bible was allegedly found in her room after her death, leading to further speculation that she might have been involved with or targeted by occult groups. The media quickly latched on to the narrative of witchcraft. Newspapers of the time sensationalized the case, branding it the witchcraft death, and reported sightings of wooden crosses near her body. This was exacerbated by the national atmosphere, which was still reeling from the Manson family murders and the broader satanic panic that was beginning to grip the country. Local tragedies also contributed to the anxiety. 6 months prior, John List had murdered his entire family in a nearby town, claiming he was saving their souls from damnation. Despite extensive police efforts, the case went cold. No suspects were ever arrested, and leads dried up, leaving the case mired in mystery. Decades later, the group Justice for Jeannette was formed by DePalma's nephew, John Bancy, and his friends, Tony Salzano and Laura Zuel, with a mission to seek answers and keep her memory alive. Before his death in 2017, Bancy passed on a box of documents related to Jeannette's murder to Salzano and Zuel. They have since campaigned for the exhumation of DePalma's body to allow for modern forensic analysis, suspecting that vital evidence may have been overlooked or deliberately concealed. Justice for Jeannette criticizes the initial investigation, highlighting the mishandling of evidence. One critical piece of evidence, Jeannette's pocketbook, was reportedly picked up at the crime scene by a police officer, but was never submitted into evidence. This, combined with the absence of any suspects or motive, has led the group to believe that a cover-up may have taken place. They claim to know the identity of the perpetrator, but need further evidence to prove it definitively. An online petition urges the authorities to exhume DePalma's body and re-examine the case, but progress has been slow. Retired police officer Ed Kish, one of the first responders to the crime scene, remains skeptical that the case will ever be solved, citing the lack of evidence left behind. As he put it, the cops are only as good as the evidence left behind. The mystery persists, with many locals still reluctant to discuss the case, suggesting a lingering fear and a very sinister aspect to the circumstances of her death. Despite the ongoing efforts by Justice for Jeannette, the quest for the truth faces numerous obstacles, but they remain resolute, believing that she deserves justice and closure. Thanks for joining me on this episode. Please consider subscribing and clicking the notification button for more true crime content.